Hello everyone, this is Radha Enriquez. Welcome to my podcast channel, The EdTech Factor. In our last episode, we talked about how to prepare teachers to teach elementary students effectively online. In today's podcast episode, we will be talking about how to provide formative assessment and feedback to elementary students in online teaching. The 2019-2020 school year was far from normal. Our teachers had to shift to distance learning, and our students were learning from home. At one point, COVID cases continued to soar, and annual state testing was canceled. During the pandemic, many things were uncertain, and we needed our safety and our students' safety before even thinking about testing them. However, we were left without data. What is annual state testing for, anyways? Well, it is an accountability measure we use to see if our students are learning and are where they need to be academically. Fast forward to the present 2020-2021 school year. Many schools started the school year in distance learning. As the year progressed, many schools adopted hybrid models in which some students were in person and some were still learning at home. Other schools continued with distance learning. Now, as more vaccines are available, schools are now welcoming their students back and even requesting they come back. However, with online teaching, many teachers were faced with technological challenges regarding content, engagement, and feedback, to name a few. One of the challenges was assessing students. In his article about oral examination as an online assessment tool, Akimov says, and I quote, "That challenge has become more pronounced as education providers have embraced online and distance modes of delivery, where the traditional ways of teaching, learning, and assessing have had to be redesigned to reflect the pedagogy of online learning." End quote. How can we engage students to learn and demonstrate their learning? We assess them. Technology has allowed us to broaden our options in which we can provide meaningful assessment to students. Instead of providing the usual multiple choice test, we can provide tests that students can demonstrate their learning. How? At the elementary level, students can create videos or presentations to show what they have learned. There are kid-friendly apps that allow students to record themselves and even post pictures. If you look on the App Store of an iPad or any other digital device, you can search for mathematical apps and you can find a handful of related apps. Apps can help for supplemental teaching. Apps can provide quick assessment and feedback to teachers and learners. However, teachers need to have access to student accounts so they can have insight to student data and progress. This way, teachers can reinforce concepts that they are teaching or that students are learning online. Research shows that apps can be engaging for students, especially younger populations. Due to their interactivity, scoring, graphics, students can spend about 30 minutes using the app without even noticing they are learning and practicing schoolwork. A study was done to investigate the impact of using an active learning course design in foreign language courses offered through online education at college level. Students were not completing the course. Therefore, they decided to implement a new curricular model that required students to engage in meaningful learning activities. This assessment model used low-stake assessments and a final summative portfolio instead of the traditional close-ended multiple-choice assessment. Researchers analyzed course completion rates and final grades over a 5-year period. Completion rates increased from 37% to 73% over the 5-year period. Now, instructors were providing more authentic feedback instead of the automatic feedback where there is only one correct answer. In a study done by Kaden Hodges, she mentions, and I quote, "An essential condition for supporting student learning and improving chances of success is to provide feedback and scaffolding." End quote. Recent studies have shown that formative assessment online can create a communication line with students. This can be done as a quick check-in or as an exit ticket designed to measure student progress on a particular concept. This way, all students are able to participate and the teacher can provide quick feedback by addressing whole group, small group, or individual students. With today's digital platforms, teachers can even provide quick feedback using reaction buttons such as the like, the love, or even laughing buttons. This can create a friendly online environment, especially for younger students. In conclusion, technology allows teachers to provide meaningful assessments, such as asking students to create videos or presentations. Apps can aid supplemental teaching. Teachers need to provide authentic feedback, and online formative assessment creates communication line with students. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of providing formative assessment and feedback to elementary students in online teaching. This is Radha Enriquez. See you next time on the EdTech Factor.